So before we get into this sort of versus video, if you guys want to check out my first ever novel, I Wish I Never Knew, links are down in the description below for the paperback and the hardcover copies. Even if you guys don't like reading, I think you'll really enjoy it. It'd mean the world to me if you checked it out. Now let's go ahead and get into this video. So originally I was going to do a Hellfest Revisited because I seen this movie last year whenever it first came out, and we watched a trailer for it, and whenever I watched it, I almost didn't see the movie because the trailer, it looked kind of intriguing, but I was like, if this is just going to be like a straight to DVD release, or if this is just going to be like a VOD release, I might sort of skip out on it for a while, listen to reviews and stuff, but it turns out the film was actually showing in a theater near me, so I checked it out, and I really enjoyed it, and I know there was a lot of people that didn't really care too much for Hellfest. I really did enjoy it, but I can see where people are coming from whenever it comes to that, because I could have sworn when I seen that movie, it was 2 hours long. And then today, whenever I rewatched it, it wasn't 2 hours long, it was an hour and 30 minutes. But I feel like in a way that sort of helps Hellfest because I liked how long it was. I liked the whole entire movie. Now, I did feel a little bit different watching it this time around, and then that brings us to Haunt. Now, this is my first time watching Haunt, and I seen a trailer for it too. And you know, I watched it and I was like, okay, see, whenever I seen the trailer, it didn't really intrigue me that much. But whenever I seen the trailer, I was like, oh, okay, this kind of reminds me of Hellfest, so maybe I should give it a chance. But I never did get a chance to watch it. I have listened to a lot of reviews, and they compare it to Hellfest a lot. So I figured instead of just reviewing them both separate, I would go ahead and do sort of a versus. And there's going to be no spoilers in this whatsoever. It's going to be hard to do this without spoilers, but I want to sort of give you guys what movie you should watch if you're trying to decide between them. So I'm going to try to make this fair. I'm going to go at the end. I'll go ahead and sort of put them in whatever category they went at and stuff. But I'm just going to do sort of a double review. I'm going to sort of morph the reviews together and sort of talk about each topic and stuff. But no spoilers because definitely don't want to spoil that for you guys. And also, if you guys know any other, for those of you that have seen these two movies and are just trying to see which one I like better, if you guys have seen any other haunted house films that are similar to these, definitely put it in the comments below because I would really enjoy checking more movies out like these. They're perfect for Halloween. For Halloween, these movies are just, they're perfect. Haunted houses are fun. It just screams Halloween. So back on Hellfest, I feel like Hellfest was sort of a hidden slasher gem because it's been a while since I've seen a modern day slasher that I've really enjoyed. I think the last one that I can think of that was actually a slasher was Wrong Turn 6. I wasn't really too big on that film, so watching Hellfest and it just being a completely fresh slasher to me, I really did enjoy it. And I'm going to start talking about the characters first, because Hellfest, I really did enjoy the characters because they all felt sort of real. I really liked the conversations that they had. It sort of felt like, something that you would talk about if you ever went with your friends to a haunted house and stuff. Even though it was really cheesy and stuff, I still really enjoyed hearing the characters talk. It wasn't like, oh, these characters are annoying, they're just a bunch of crazy kids. They're all couples, they're all going to a haunted house. It's what you expect. But with Haunt, I felt like the characters themselves, not the acting was really good, but the characters themselves, they were just typical slasher characters. Except for the main character. She's sort of got this backstory where, like, her boyfriend's sort of abusive and stuff, he's a drunk, and her father was the same way. And that kind of, you don't really get that a lot in slasher movies. They mainly just try to focus on the killer and the people getting killed, but I kind of liked her little backstory that she had. So that kind of saved it there. I would feel like they're kind of even. But with the Hellfest characters, you're going to get more dialogue with them. You're going to get to see them interact with each other more. But with Haunt, they sort of just go right at it. As soon as they go to the haunted house, just everything hits the fan. Now, if you're going to get me on the topic of killers and different kills and stuff, I really liked Hellfest I like the killer in that. Now, he's simple, he just wears a mask, and he goes around the amusement park. But the thing that made it interesting was there was a bunch of other scenes where there's people that are dressed just like him. And whenever you're watching it, you don't know exactly which one it is. There's a few scenes where it's sort of, you can point it out for sure. But there was a few scenes that I watched wherever I was like, oh, okay, why isn't that person dead? And then it turns out, that's as far as I'm going to go with it. But it turns out it's not the killer. And I felt like that was it's a nice little twist for a scene. Just a normal scene that you're watching. And then it sort of enhances the experience a little bit more. And I really like that. But then you got the killers with Haunt. And this is multiple killers. And I really liked what they done with it. I'm not going to get into anything else, but I really liked what they done with it. I liked the mask that they wore. And that's as far as I'm going to go with that. But I really did enjoy Haunt's killers. There's a scene at the beginning of the film where they start talking to this dude with this clown mask. And it's really enjoyable. And it sort of sets the tone for the rest of the movie, you know, with what he does. And I felt like sort of Haunt executed that a little bit more. And I felt like Hellfest executed it really well too, but I think Haunt did it just a little bit better. And when it comes to kills, Hellfest, the kills are they're really contained. You know, there's nothing really wild. I think there's maybe 2 deaths that I remember. And I remember whenever me and my fiance was rewatching it today, I remember whenever there was another death that was coming up, and I was like, oh yeah, I definitely remember this one. But even though I watched Haunt just one time, I feel like if I was to go back and watch that film again, I would probably be like, okay, yeah, here comes this kill, here comes this kill, here comes this kill. So I feel like Haunt executed the kills a little bit better. The kills are really good in Haunt. There's some pretty clever ones. And I like the pacing of Haunt. Like, I feel like Hellfest and Haunt's pacing, they're kind of similar. They are. They're really similar, but with Haunt, you know, you sort of go through this this little dry spell, and then whenever things pick up, they sort of just keep stacking up and stacking up and stacking up. But with Hellfest, I felt like it sort of, you know, it sort of just went through a straight line, then it would bump, and then it would just go through a straight line again, and then just bump. But with Haunt, it's just straight line, and then it keeps on going. So the pacing with Haunt and the kills and stuff, they really nailed it. When it comes to how scary the film is, you know, slashers aren't really necessarily scary. Like when I was watching Hellfest, Hellfest isn't scary. It's just one of those films that you go in to watch people get killed. So you're not really, you know, expecting much from slasher films whenever it comes to being scary. If you're going to watch a scary movie, it's something, you know, more psychological. But Haunt definitely took me by surprise with that. There were some scenes in Haunt where I was literally I wasn't necessarily tensing up, but I was like, dang, I really want to know what's going to happen, but at the same time, I don't. So there were some really suspenseful, you know, scenes in Haunt. Now, I can't really speak for myself if I was to see the movie again because I want to know what happens. But for a first viewing, Haunt, shut those lights off, sit back, and enjoy, because I felt like Haunt executed the whole entire suspense factor, the whole entire scare factor. They done that really good, and that's something that you don't see in slasher films that often. You really don't. So definitely take advantage of that. And I guess that also has to go with fun factor too. Now, fun factor, both of these films are really enjoyable. I found myself enjoying both of them equally whenever it comes to fun factor, because, you know, they're both, it's like going through a haunted house. When you go through a haunted house, it's fun. The only quirk that I have with Hellfest is Haunt, it's a very secluded haunted house, and it's just these characters in the haunted house. Hellfest is the same exact way, but with Hellfest, you cannot convince me with the whole entire Hellfest thing going on that it was just these characters in each attraction. There had to have been a line. I know they sort of make up for it because these characters have the VIP pass and they can sort of get in first, but it was still kind of hard to convince me, and it sort of stuck out, you know, for the second viewing. But honestly, I would have to say that both of these films, they're both really fun to watch. Like, you sort of get what you get what you ask for when it comes to these. Haunted house film, you're getting a haunted house film. And that leads me to my last sort of category, and that's atmosphere. The atmosphere, it's great in both of them. It really is. Hellfest is definitely more public in terms of, like, there's just a bunch of people going around the park and stuff. Haunt is more secluded. So you sort of get the best of both worlds in this, you know, sort of Hellfest, you get something sort of new, you know, bunch of people around this park and stuff. And it's probably not new. You've probably seen it before in other films, but it's still kind of new. You don't really see it often. So you sort of get like this big public thing, and sort of makes the world feel more alive with all these people going around and enjoying themselves. But with Haunt, you sort of get that sort of secluded feel. You sort of, in a way, honestly, it kind of gave me Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibes. It really did. Because, you know, they go into this house and they're getting picked off. So you sort of get the best of both worlds whenever it comes to that. And they're two completely different films. They're similar in terms of sort of plot. They're similar in sort of in terms of tone. But they're both completely different films. It's really hard to explain, but if you watch it or if you have seen it, you probably know what I'm talking about, or you will know what I'm talking about. So I'd probably have to say the atmosphere, it's there for both of them. I mean, they're both Halloween films, so the atmosphere is there for both of them. So now it is time to pick a winner. So for atmosphere, I'm going to go ahead and give a point to both Haunt and Hellfest. I felt like they both just done a really good job with the atmosphere. You know, it's a Halloween film. It's perfect for Halloween. So I'm going to have to say it's a tie there. When it comes to characters, I really liked both set of characters. I liked the whole set for Hellfest, but I really did like the whole backstory for Haunt and the main character. I really liked how you sort of felt for her in some certain scenes and stuff. So I'm going to have to say it's a tie for both Haunt and Hellfest in terms of characters. Whenever it comes to kills, you know, Hellfest, it had a few good kills, but I really did like Haunt. I really liked how the characters died in that one, so I am going to have to give the point to Haunt. Now, Hellfest, the one death that I'm thinking of, it's really good. It really is. But I mean, Haunt, almost all deaths were really good, so I do have to give the point to Haunt. Whenever it comes to killers, now, I really did enjoy what they did with Hellfest, but I think Haunt does have the advantage on having multiple and different killers, because it's sort of, you know, whenever the characters, you know, do their own things and stuff, it really does help it out a lot, because it sort of, I think that has to go with whenever I said it just keeps on going and going and going. With Hellfest, there's only one killer, but with Haunt, there's multiple ones, so I felt like it really did help the pacing out a lot. Didn't really, just the killers alone, I mean, yeah, it definitely helped the whole killer aspect of Haunt, but it also helped the pacing, so I'm going to have to give the point to Haunt on that one. For the scare factor, Hellfest, it's just not scary, it's just not suspenseful. Going to have to give it to Haunt. There's a lot of really good tense scenes whenever it comes to Haunt. There's going to be a lot of scenes that are worth watching in the dark. Like I said, I don't know for a second viewing because, I mean, you know, there's some slasher films whenever I watch them again, you know, I'm still kind of like, oh, okay. Yeah, this is kind of suspenseful, but for the first viewing for Haunt, definitely more tense than Hellfest. And that leads us to our final one, which is fun factor. I'm going to give it, it's a tie. It's a tie for fun factor. I really did enjoy both the films. They're both really well executed. And I don't understand why Hellfest gets all the hate that it gets, because I think Hellfest is a really good film. I really do. It was up there in my favorite slasher films. Like, I really enjoyed Hellfest the first time that I watched it. And I feel like both of these films, you're going to really benefit for seeing them for the first time. But I mean, they're both really fun to watch, so I'm going to have to give the point to both of them. So if my math is right, and I'm really horrible at math, that leaves the score, Hellfest 3, Haunt 6. The winner is definitely Haunt. I really did enjoy Haunt. When I watched the reviews and stuff, I was still sort of skeptical whenever to watch the film. I was blown away. Haunt is really fun for a first-time viewing. Actually, I envy anybody that gets to watch these films for the first time. So, I mean, Haunt, if I had to pick which one to watch, it would be Haunt, but I would definitely suggest you guys watch both of them. Seriously, watch both of them. Yeah, so even though I picked a winner, definitely check out both of them. I feel like they're both really good films. Haunt, a little bit better, and let me know in the comments below what you guys think of it. Like, tell me which one you liked better, because I'm really interested to know. I know a lot of people's probably going to say Haunt. A lot of people are probably going to say Haunt. If you're looking for something that's more casual, more laid back, just something that you can sort of relax to while you watch it, I'd say Hellfest is the better option. But if you're looking for something like really suspenseful, if you're looking for something that's like, if you're wanting to get scared or not really scared, some people might actually be scared by the film. I've seen so many horror films, I don't really get scared that much anymore. I would have to go with Haunt. But they're both really good. And I would actually watch them both as a double feature. Maybe take a little break. You know, watch Hellfest, take a break, and then watch Haunt. I would say Hellfest would be the sort of the sunset movie, and then Haunt would be sort of the nighttime, sort of midnight movie. But like I said, Haunt's the winner. That's how I feel about it. But anyway, let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you guys did, leave a thumbs up. And if you guys want to see more Versus videos, definitely let me know what you would like to see. Maybe Friday the 13th against Nightmare on Elm Street. Maybe Freddy or Jason or Michael Myers or Freddy. Stuff like that. It doesn't even have to be horror films. It can be any other film. If you want me to do Scorsese versus Tarantino or Coppola versus Oliver Stone. Something like that. Kubrick versus Tarantino. You know, if you want to, or Nolan, or, you know, anything like that. Definitely leave it in the comments below, because I do not care to make more of these videos. It's actually kind of fun. I've actually really enjoyed myself making this video. But anyway, guys, if you guys want to follow me on my Instagram, links down in the description below. That's where I post all my movie and gaming stuff. I'm almost at 4,000 followers on there, so I'd really appreciate it if you followed me. And then on, you know, the subscriber side on YouTube, I'm almost at 500 subscribers. I'd really like to hit it before maybe the end of the month, maybe. I'm really close, so it'd really mean a lot to me if you subscribed. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Spooky season, we still got a little bit, we still got a little bit more spooky season left, so I'm gonna have more reviews coming out and stuff. And also, I'm getting married at the end of the month, so if you guys would like to see maybe a bachelor party vlog mixed in with sort of a wedding vlog, I'd be really happy to do that. I don't really get into my personal life on here, so if you guys would really like to see that, I would be more than happy to do it. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have a great night, and I'll see you guys next time.